All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about the incredible and, let's be honest, often invisible link between what our kids are watching and what they're asking to eat. And believe me, this goes way beyond old school TV commercials. We're talking about a whole new digital world that's shaping their health. If you're a parent, this one's going to sound so familiar, right? You're just trying to get through the grocery store, and all of a sudden your kid is begging for some super colorful snack box. Not because they've ever tried it, but because their favorite YouTuber told them it was cool. It's the perfect snapshot of how media works today. And this is really the core of it all. The way food companies reach our kids isn't the same as it was 10 or even 5 years ago. It has completely changed. It's moved from the living room TV right into their hands, into their pockets. And because of that, it's having a huge, direct impact on what they eat and their health down the road. So let's call it what it is. It's like our kids are walking down a digital snack aisle. It's not about just sitting through a commercial break anymore. The advertising is literally woven into the content they already love, which makes it feel almost impossible to get away from. And just look at all the different ways they do it. You've got influencers on YouTube and TikTok, which feels less like an ad and more like a friend just telling you what's cool. You have advert games, actual games designed around a product. Then there's product placement, social media filters, and of course the classic that still works, a beloved cartoon character on the box that just screams "pick me" from the shelf. It's a full-on media blitz. And here's what's so important to understand. The goal isn't just about selling one box of cereal or one bag of chips. No. This is the long game. They're using fun, excitement, and characters kids love to build a real positive emotional bond, hoping to create a customer for life. Okay, so we see how it's happening, but the big question is, why does it really truly matter? What's the connection between all this marketing and our kids' actual health? Well, here's the huge disconnect. The ads sell a world of fun, of excitement, of being cool. But the reality of what's inside the package? It's often high sugar, high salt, ultra-processed foods, the very things that are linked to serious, chronic health issues later in life. And this isn't just a guess. The research is crystal clear. All this exposure genuinely makes kids prefer junk food. It even warps their sense of taste. You know, there are studies where kids will say the exact same carrot tastes better if it comes in a package with a famous cartoon character on it. That's how powerful this is. And yeah, it absolutely works to build that brand loyalty. All of this leads to a phenomenon that marketers are counting on. It's called pester power. We've all been there. It's that moment in the checkout line where the begging and negotiating begins. Brands know that if they can convince your kid, they've created a tiny, very persistent salesperson who's going to work on you. It's a deliberate strategy. And let's be clear, this isn't a small problem with a simple fix. In Australia, poor diet, fueled by the exact kinds of foods being marketed to kids, is a leading cause of some of our biggest national health crises. We're talking obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease. The line between the marketing and these outcomes is frighteningly direct. So you're probably thinking, wait a second, aren't there supposed to be rules against this? And the answer is yes, sort of. But there's a massive gap between where the ads actually are and what those rules actually cover. Let's dig into why the system just isn't working. The system we have in Australia right now is called self-regulation, and that pretty much means exactly what it sounds like. The food and advertising industries get to make up their own rules, and then they're in charge of enforcing them. You can probably already see the problem there. And when you look at what these voluntary rules don't cover, it's kind of shocking. They often don't apply to the biggest platforms where kids spend all their time: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. They allow junk food companies to slap their logos all over kids' sports teams. And they totally ignore so-called family shows, which, let's be real, tons of kids watch. Now, there are some glimmers of hope. South Australia, for instance, banned these kinds of ads on public transport. That's a great step. But experts are all saying the same thing. To really fix this, we need a strong national plan that covers all media everywhere. Okay, I know this can all sound a bit heavy, but the good news is there is a clear path forward. So let's talk about what we can actually do, both in our own homes and at a bigger policy level, to make things better. At home, one of the biggest things is media literacy. We can actually teach our kids how these ads work, pull back the curtain and show them the tricks, like catchy songs and funny characters. When you see an ad, just pause it and ask a simple question. What do you think they want you to do or buy? And maybe the most powerful thing of all, just letting them see us genuinely enjoying healthy, delicious food.
But let's be honest, parents can't be expected to fight this battle alone. That's why experts are pushing for bigger changes. Things like outright bans on junk food marketing aimed at kids, real restrictions on things like sports sponsorships, and much clearer packaging and nutrition labels so parents can make informed choices in a split second.
And if you're wondering if any of this is actually possible, the answer is a huge yes. It's not just a fantasy. Countries like Chile and the UK have already brought in much tougher rules. And guess what? It's working. They're proving that real, positive change is totally achievable.
So it all comes down to this one final question. In a world where our kids are surrounded by sophisticated marketing from day one, where do we draw the line? Should protecting their health be a personal choice that every single parent has to navigate on their own? Or should it be a collective rule that we as a society put in place to protect all kids?